95.
Is it 95?
Yeah, 95. 95.
Yeah. Pretty good, man.
Right?
Pretty good.
I was practicing earlier.
95, Bolts and Hose episode. That's probably the
Welcome,
calmest,
everyone.
the calmest intro ever.
It's true.
Hello, everybody, and welcome.
You should start over.
No, let's do a calm episode.
A calm one?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bolts and Hose podcast.
It's been a few weeks.
It has.
We went to Nashville. Last week I was kind of under the weather a little bit.
What was wrong?
You know, I've got this thing. They call it a sty, and it's like a blocked pore or something like that. So it flares up in your eye.
You look like Quasimodo.
And it moved from one eye to the other. It was a big, huge mess.
You know, showers actually prevent
It happens
styes.
to everyone. No, I'm very diligent on the shower game, Bryce. I'm good. That's not what causes it.
Yeah, so we were in Nashville, Tennessee for the Fastener Fair.
That was a fun time.
And Chris had a miniature human being hanging off of his eyeball.
It wasn't that bad. Bryce is not known to exaggerate at all.
Not at all, not in the least.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but I'm over it.
So we missed last week because you had to go get that taken care of. Because we did. It was Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Next day, Nashville, and then we came back Friday. So you had to go get that taken care of.
I was drained, man. I'm getting to be an old man here.
Yeah. But the show was good, huh?
Yeah.
Show was, I think, well attended. They mixed it up with another show, and so there's a lot of foot traffic, I think. And
yeah, good traffic. I think it was it's always a good show for us. So it's good to get out. And Nashville's a great place, and got to hop around the bar scene. We had some dinners with some good customers.
Mm-hmm. And
it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
It's a fun place. I mean, it is.
We'll do it again. I was just saying that today. We'll go back to Nashville. You know, apparently they were having a rodeo there. I think that was starting right after
the day we left.
And then I think it's this week they're having a CMA.
Oh, really?
So Nashville's just kicking all the time.
Rocking.
My cousin up in Maryland, Doug. Well, you know Doug.
Mm-hmm.
We interviewed him.
We did it on the podcast, right?
Yeah. His wife and a bunch of friends make an annual trip down there. So they're this week for the CMAs. Yeah, he was telling me that earlier.
You know, 10:30 on a Tuesday when we got there, every bar was full with live music.
That's just constant. They've got more musicians than they know what to do with. And it's like these bars are owned by the musicians, I guess. And they'll have 3 floors, and there'll be a live band on every floor, and every one of them will be really good.
Rocking. Yeah. It was a good time.
So you just hang out, drink beer, and listen to music. It's great.
Good time.
Weather was awesome.
Got some new cowboy hats.
We did. We got some. We forgot the cowboy hats. We were going to bring. I should say I was going to bring. And it's just a lot to carry on the plane.
Yeah, it's a pain.
So my rationale was you needed a cowboy hat anyway. So what better place to get you a cowboy hat?
And then you had to buy a cowboy hat.
Yeah, because I didn't have one there. So, you can never have too many cowboy hats. I think that's my 5th one.
I think you can have too many cowboy hats.
I've got a felt, and then the rest of them are straw. I've got 2 felts and several straws.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You're a true cowboy.
Next, we need to work on a felt hat for you.
I would rock a felt one.
Yeah,
and a nice suit and tie.
I think a felt hat would fit you better.
You think so?
When it gets to be a little cooler weather, we'll go and get you a felt hat.
I think I'd go brown.
Maybe we'll take a trip back to Nashville.
Or maybe gray.
I think gray.
I like the gray.
Just got to keep it clean.
A little light gray to match my beard.
Yeah. But you look good, man. You look like a real cowboy.
I felt like a real cowboy.
Yeah, you had your little Roy Rogers fringe on.
I had my white shoes on with the cowboy hat.
You did your little spin.
Yeah.
Did you learn that in like ballet or something?
Yeah, I did. I did that. This is the secret. You didn't do my feet. That was on one foot. I spun all the way around on one foot.
Very athletic, Bryce.
That's what I do, baby. Yeah. I practice that all the time.
Yeah.
What else did we do? What was last week? I felt like we had a bunch of craziness going on. We just went to the Valve World.
Well, that was yesterday.
Yeah. Went to Valve World yesterday.
That was a good show.
Yeah.
We just walked it. We didn't show or anything.
Just went and saw some customers and some suppliers and all vendors, some friends.
Yeah. It was good. It was very well attended.
Yeah, it was rocking.
Yeah.
It's always a good attended show, well-attended show. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, 3 months ago, something like that. I was, stalking LinkedIn, and I found this company, and I could not resist this. I did a hat trade.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
It's a present.
Bald Mountain Manufacturing.
I could not pass this up.
I like it.
Right? You got to wear it. Bald Mountain. I just figured it's very fitting for you, especially.
Bald Mountain?
Yeah. You're a big, tall man. You're bald. You're Bald Mountain.
So different logos.
Different. So it's BMM. They just have different hats.
Okay.
So yours is.
It actually fits really well. I like it.
Really?
I'm gonna rock this hat.
Bald Mountain Manufacturing. I think they're up in Oregon.
Fits really well. A little Richardson 112. It's a good hat.
So BMM.
Can never have too many hats.
I think they missed a little bit on it.
Why?
Because if it were me, I would have called it Bald Mountain Fabrication. Right?
BMF.
BMF.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson at his finest.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Bad mother trucker, boy.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a great movie. Pulp Fiction is one of my favorites.
Fantastic
Awesome.
movie.
Yeah.
But so I sent him a couple of our hats. So shout out to
which
Bald
wallet
Mountain.
is yours?
You can go on and on.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah, squeal, baby.
So we got a ton of parts here, Bryce.
Yeah, we just figured, skip the technical today and just show off some cool parts.
We were
and
going
maybe
to
can
do
get
an
this.
extended episode with some parts.
This was, I think, did we talk about this last time?
I don't think so.
Because I think I brought this over in preparation for last week's episode, and then you had to go to the eye doctor.
Okay, yeah, I don't think we talked about it.
So where do you want to start? We got small
Let's
parts.
start with
we
that.
got-
We're already talking about it.
I don't remember the size of it though. So check that bad boy
It's
out.
fine thread though.
It's
Look
a
at that.
glorious nut.
A large diameter nut with fine thread.
B23. I know B23 class 3. So made the nut, machined the nut, heat treated the nut. Sexy part. 4340. Heat
You have to
treated.
do testing on that?
Yeah,
After you get that?
it's got mechanicals and a Sharpie.
Okay, no stress rupture or anything.
Not stress ruptures and for so yeah, 4340, heat treated, then mechanicals and
This is
Sharpie
just an
and
extra one?
Vectors.
Or
yeah,
one?
This was an
Okay.
extra piece.
Nice.
No, we actually left it off the order. Customer just called today and they were missing a
Well, I didn't know if the order was still out there.
No, it's an extra part. We always make extra.
Not always.
Well, sometimes we make extras.
This is not an
shit.
extra, right?
That is not an extra.
See?
That is, but so it is kind of an extra because they wanted 2 parts, one hot and one not. And so if you're just gonna make 1 part, you might as well make 2 parts, right? So,
Sometimes. That one takes a little time though. You probably wouldn't opt to make an extra piece.
dude, that one wasp boy order, we made like 80 pieces, 80 extra pieces.
But the guys will make a setup piece.
Out of
We use
carbon
that to
steel or-
show a lot.
yeah, sure.
So it's not really an actual finished piece.
Yep, for sure. How about this one? Yeah, this was from
yeah,
that
you
was
sh-
that was
last week as well. Yeah.
That was left over from last week.
Yeah,
We didn't
you're
show
right.
this.
So really, we have 2 weeks worth of parts
Yeah.
here because we didn't do the show last week. So cool little shoulder bolt.
Shoulder bolt,
Right.
Well, I don't even think that's a shoulder bolt because it looks like a shoulder bolt because you have that relief, but
gonna
it's all the same.
I'm gonna
It's the
say
same
that's,
diameter.
that's 5/8 11, right? 5/8 11. Come on now, come on. It's got to be a good.
I don't remember. I think it might
But
have been metric.
what's very cool about
I think
this
it was metric. I think it was
is-
an image.
is all of the artwork that's on the head. So it's got some slots there.
We talked about that. Why would they have slots like that in the head of a socket? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Either it's a gas relief groove, or maybe you're turning that with a large flathead screwdriver.
But so a gas relief groove on the head. So the head was typically going to be exposed. So why?
You never know what some of these design into a piece of equipment. There could be another flange that sits on top of that. They don't want any liquid or gas being capped. You never know. I mean, I'm just guessing, but anything is possible when it comes to specialty bolts.
It's a weird design. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of different.
Engineers sit around and think of some crazy stuff.
They do, man.
Yeah.
They do. Dude, this guy's like blowing me up. It's
Did
like
you take it?
3 times in a row.
Okay, let's move on to this one.
Black oxide.
Guess the thread and the size of this, Bryce, because I know it.
You know it.
This is the black oxide heavy hex bolt, all made from round bar. So we started out, again, round bar that would
So B7.
be enough to make that hex on the top.
So B7 is the material.
It is B7, yes.
So the fact that we made it from round bar, it's either 2 things. Someone needed it quick or it's a metric. And I'm going to guess it's metric.
It is metric, yes.
So metric, I'm going to say it's probably an M36
Larger,
42?
yes.
Really?
Thread pitch,
M42 is what, a 4.5?
4.5.
4.5.
Yeah. 4 is the fine thread, and 4.5 is the coarse thread.
That's
And then the coating, what is that, Bryce?
It's a black oxide, isn't it?
Black oxide, yeah.
It's
It's
not
beautiful.
for-
It
it
really
is.
is a nice.
It just pops.
Coating.
It's like a matte black.
Yeah. You want to do a shout out? Who did that coating?
I don't know. Hey, who did the matte black on the metric B7? Was that black oxide? Was it?
I think it was Black Oxide, yeah.
Yeah.
You know who did
it?
I believe Dell's Plating.
Dell's Plating here in Houston.
Dell's Plating.
A glorious.
They did a good
Dell's
job.
Plating.
Little
Yeah.
shout out to Dale. Is that his
Dell.
name, Dale or
Dell.
Dell's?
Dell.
Yeah, that's what I said.
D-E-L.
I never-
Well, your stupid accent
Dell.
sounded like you said Dale. Dales. Hey, man, Dales. I don't know if that's his name. It probably was someone's name down the road.
You think?
Yeah.
Or maybe they just made that
I mean, why else would you call something Dell's Plating?
Well, it was actually different plating.
Oh. Well. And cut.
No, we can make a correction here. It was not Dale's Plating. Dale's Plating.
Dale's Plating.
It
Hey, damn, that
was
Dale's
Houston Plating, right?
Houston Plating.
Houston Plating. They did a
They did
wonderful
black,
job.
huh? I didn't know they did black accent. How about that? Good job.
Both excellent coating and plating companies.
It is very, very true.
Credit on this part goes to,
Houston Plating.
yeah. They probably have an employee named Dale, though, I bet.
We're the most unprepared group of podcasters ever to podcast, I think.
Well, we are drinking whiskey.
Jesus.
You know,
Lord, man.
we're winging this, so it's fine. You know,
I guess it is true. I mean, I think that's what people enjoy
we've
about
just
it.
informed the crowd of two of our notable suppliers.
People know that they're getting complete uninformed information.
Now, let's go ahead and go to this one, because I think this is a funky one right here. So this is a huge, massive bolt, right? Massive
What
bolt.
size is that?
And then we've got this 12-point head on the top. 12-point head, but look how short and stubby that thing.
You know what material that is?
I'm gonna guess it's a B7 or B16.
V8. Stainless steel,
same
304.
material.
Yep.
Okay.
304 stainless steel. So it's just a standard 12 point. I mean, not standard because it is large.
What gets me on this is
the
that
head.
you put the socket on that, and I don't think you could generate enough load to torque a bolt this size and not strip that
it.
head. You just don't have enough grip from the socket or interface between the socket and the head to generate that much torque. I think that is a limiting factor. I don't
I mean,
know.
as a custom part,
And
as a
maybe
custom
they're
design.
not torquing it that high, and maybe they got some clearance issues there, and that's all they could do. But you talk about crazy stuff that an engineer will design into a specialty bolt.
A low head
That
12
is
point.
another example.
A low head double hex.
Is that the standard for this low head size? or
No, it's
this
not a
came
standard.
from a
This was
drawing?
custom. Yeah, that was all specified.
So I would bet that's lower than a typical what you'd call low
Oh,
head.
for sure. It's
Yeah.
like half of. I think it's half of it.
That's
it's
crazy.
half the head.
Yeah, that is
half of the
funky.
height of a normal.
Are you
12
sure
point
we
head.
didn't screw something up there?
No, that was the part. That was the real part.
Okay, all right. I think that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
a great
it's
little
kinda
part.
goofy, isn't it?
Very unique. Not something you're going to find.
You just broke your glass.
I did not.
Yeah, it's
No, I
got a
didn't.
crack in it,
No,
just
I
like your
didn't.
Cyber Beast
It's all
windshield.
good.
Dude, tell people how much. So Chris was driving down the road. I think you're dropping off parts or picking something
Yeah,
up.
I went to go pick up some parts. I was pulling off of, 249 over there, and coming up the ramp, and there was a car in front of me, and right out of the blue, I don't know what it was, like a bullet, but something hit the glass on the Cybertruck. And the Cybertruck is supposed to have strong glass, like strong tempered glass, supposed to be stronger than any other vehicle's glass. That one rock that hit that thing just cracked it. It went to a 2 to 3 foot crack.
It was
right
a big
there.
crack.
Yeah, and there was a massive chip on
How
the windshield
much?
where it started.
How much to replace the windshield on a Cyber
So let me
Beast?
back up a little bit. So as soon as this happened, I immediately get on Tesla's app, and you can schedule service right there. You can choose the service center you want, and you make the appointment right there. And before I was 3 miles down the road, I had an appointment already set up. So later that evening, they sent me an estimate to approve, and the estimate was a little over $2,600. But you know how large the glass is.
It's
on that?
massive.
It's very specialized glass. Got a lot of sensors in it.
$100. It's crazy.
All the cameras are calibrated
It's wild.
going through that windshield.
Wild.
It's got a huge mirror up top that's connected to that windshield, and all the cameras go through that and then back this way. So all that stuff has to be remounted. So apparently it's a big job.
Tesla loves your ass.
So I have an appointment on Monday afternoon to drop it off, and they'll have it done in 3 hours.
It's crazy.
$2,600.
I mean, they do a good job. I'm not complaining about the company. That's an expensive ass windshield.
I do have a high deductible on the insurance, though. It's about $2,000.
Yes, you're paying.
So, I mean, I may file the claim,
No.
though, and get $700 back, right?
No.
Why wouldn't you?
Because your insurance,
The insurance is high enough anyway.
and it's gonna keep jacking your ass up, man.
No way, no way.
Every claim.
No.
What? I wouldn't.
I
I'd
think
just
I'm
pay
gonna
it.
do it.
I'd just pay it.
I'm going to pay it, but I'm going to try to get reimbursed. $700?
You shit $700.
I've just lost it on this windshield. So,
All right. So we did the socket. We did the 12 point.
Yeah.
We did the hex bolt. How about this one? This is a cool
cool.
part.
Another 12 point. Stay on that same vein.
Yeah, 12 point. Ooh, you said vein.
I knew as soon as I said
As
it.
soon as that came out of your mouth, the vein comment comes.
Yeah, cover up all the background.
My hands aren't big enough, man. I don't have those monkey hands like you. So 12 point. This was Inconel 718, AMS 5663, high strength, Fine thread, it was a 3/8.
What's the yield strength?
24. 150 minial, buddy boy. So 12 points. Christian, how many of these were you making? 12 points.
41 pieces.
41 pieces on the dot. And we didn't have enough material to make one more, which is 41 even. And we're making 12-point nuts with this, with a self-locking mechanism. So this is a good order.
What's the self-locking mechanism?
I
Are
think
you gonna put a patch on it?
No, I think we're distorting threads.
Oh, okay.
Distorting a thread.
Distorting.
Hey man, we're distorting a thread out there.
Taking after me.
What'd you say, Isaiah? Oh, good. I thought he was over there talking shit. So beautiful machine part, right?
Beautiful. Yeah.
Fine thread,
We love
12 point.
718.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
We have a lot of 718 running through the shop, dude. Lots.
$500,000.
More than that, right?
No, I mean from a cost of material standpoint.
Yeah. Right.
How about this one? So this one's pretty interesting. So check that out. What do you call that?
I'm gonna call that a double end with an enlarged shank.
An enlarged shank,
With
double
a
end,
swollen shank.
with a engulf, with a swollen. I like that. A swollen shoulder.
Yeah. I like shank.
A double. So you like a swollen shank,
Yeah.
as opposed to a swollen shoulder? What material is that?
I'm gonna say stainless steel.
Stainless. It is
316.
It is a grade of stainless, but it's a high-end
Oh,
stainless.
A286.
A286. 660. I think it's 660B. But this is the same diameter as this, except, of course, right?
Yep.
So you have fine, 3/8 24, 3/8 16, and this was a 9/16 shoulder. It's kind of cool, right?
Shank.
Shank. Swollen shank. Swollen shoulder.
An enlarged shank.
An enlarged. There's another word out there I can't think. I need a thesaurus, or I need ChatGPT.
You know, if this was a reduced shank, you would call it a reduced shank, right? In the center.
So what's the opposite of reduced? Like the first word in the thesaurus. What is it?
An enlarged.
Enlarged?
Yeah. If it's not
Is
reduced,
that-
it's enlarged.
What's the opposite of reduced?
Expanded.
And expanded doesn't make sense.
Reduce would be increase. Right?
Increased shoulder. I don't know. There is a funny word out there. It's not coming to me.
What are you gonna do with that?
You know, so this is a cool ass part.
You got different thread.
Yeah, course and
on
fine.
each
I
side,
think that's
yeah.
8, and that's probably 12.
Cool.
I'm guessing.
Very nice.
Don't you
bar.
think?
Is that for some turbine or something?
No, that's
You
the. Well, I don't know. That's for that one sample. They sent us a sample.
think? Yeah.
Remember? And the nut was stuck on it.
Oh right. Yeah.
So what was it? I don't even remember. Was that 12?
So we're gonna
Was that 8?
drill the holes in this dog point too,
Yeah.
then, right? Yeah. That's what we were trying to figure out.
So what was that? 12 and 8?
I honestly don't know.
What was
I
it?
never, I never saw the drawing.
Inch and a quarter?
I do not know.
I
But
thought you
that
drew
looks
it.
about right. I drew the nut. I
you
drew
drew the
the
nut.
hole pattern that's going to be drilled on the end. That's it. They'd already built the rest.
Really? Okay. So that's just a center drill. That's no function. But that's
Mm-hmm.
not the center drill. That's a big fat hole down there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely there for.
Is that going to be a hex?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. You had the sample.
I don't know that I looked at that part. I was focused on the
All B7. So what would you call? I mean, that's almost like that DIN 2510, the wasted stud, right?
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of, a little bit.
I would call it that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it metric?
And then the nut that fits onto this thing is a castle nut,
castle
but
nut.
it's got an additional amount of slots, so it's got a high frequency of slots around
It's
the outside of the nut.
very castellated.
Extremely castellated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got holes drilled into
To
it,
go
too.
along with your enlarged.
It's a fun day, I tell you. One more part.
One more part.
Uno
This is
mas.
probably the coolest one.
You think so?
Yeah. Is this what you would call a rotor bolt? No?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, rotor bolt, through bolt. God, that is so cool, man. I mean, check out this Mamma Jamma.
Special material too, right?
What is it?
I don't know.
8286, 660.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the thread on it? So guess that one.
You know, I'm surprised because we usually don't make real intricate parts out of 660 like that. Usually a 660 is going to be a hex bolt or a cap
Socket
screw.
or studs. I mean, you're right.
So,
But it
this
is, you know,
a rare thing.
It's a high, you know, it does good at temperature. It does good at corrosion. So I mean, it's a good alloy, man. You know, it's not as high end as an Inconel.
It's awesome. We love 660, man. It's like Inconel.
It is like Inconel, not as expensive. I think it's just a little bit more cost efficient, and you still get good mechanical properties out of it. And again, it does well in corrosion.
You know, I think we love to machine it too because it's not as hard
not-
as an
yeah,
Inconel,
right.
but it's even B7, you know, doesn't machine that well. You know, it's hard to get just a mirror finish on the outside of it. But when you get into this is kind of the sweet spot. You can really get 660 and, you know, some of the harder stainless, a really good finish on it.
So what's the thread on that?
Ooh, I'm going to say 3/4. Is it?
It's a little bigger,
Is it imperial?
and it is metric.
Oh,
M24.
M20. Oh, really?
1.5 fine thread. It's a cool part, man.
Same thread on both sides?
Same thread on both sides. It is sexy.
Love it.
You got a little tapped hole down there. That's probably what I think it's going to be on the drawing
Quarter
somewhere.
20? Quarter 20.
M24. Where does it say?
Oh,
quarter
M8,
20?
M8 1.25.
Yeah, M8. There you go. M8 1.2. Crazy. Cool part. Lots of fun parts. Lots of fun parts.
You know, we haven't done an episode like that where we've done a bunch of
Just
parts.
a bunch of parts.
That's
I know.
good.
I think we should do it every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, I was upset because we had some spherical nuts that we were making. Some big ones. They were 7-inch OD. And Lorenzo was working on them, but they weren't done enough to even show them. Still a lot of raw stock on them.
Next week, we'll save one.
Next week, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got a spherical washer sitting on top. So they're cool. Round nuts, Tommy holes, spherical top, spherical washer going on top. Sexy parts.
Yeah. So you're going to be out tomorrow, right?
Well, I'm gonna go see some customers tomorrow.
Yeah.
In another part of the world. Yeah, it'll be fun. Go say hello to some old customers, man.
You're going to stay out of town over the weekend?
I am here. I'll stay out there.
Cool.
Yeah. Have some fun. You know, you gotta do that every once in a while.
Taking the boat?
You can't get in. And I'm selling the boat. I told you that.
One last hurrah.
You can't get any boats. I'm going to Canyon Lake. You can't get any boats in Canyon Lake. They have boats in the lake, but you cannot put a new boat in
I
the
thought
lake.
there was a couple of ramps that were open.
Not a one, sir. Not
Really?
a one. You cannot put a boat. Crazy how low it is, dude. Like, they got boat ramps that just sitting there, like, and then 10 feet below that water. It's wild. Hopefully it comes back. So I think we're gonna go just float on. We're gonna go float the river, and we're gonna go float on the lake one day. The Guadalupe.
The water's flowing.
It is. It's been a lot of
Jackson
rain
was
out
there
there.
last weekend.
Really?
Yeah, he floated it several times.
You know, it's weird because the Guadalupe is fed by the dam in Canyon Lake. So if the Guadalupe River is flowing, you would think that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
A lot more volume to fill up a lake, keep a river.
oh, show. And the river probably makes some more money.
Yeah.
I mean, that place just stays jam-packed. Okay, episode 95 in the books.
Done.
Okay, well done.
Yeah. Have a great weekend.
You too, buddy.
McKenna.
Cheers.
McKenna.
McKenna 10
Yeah.
in the building. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. Come on.
See you next week, guys.
Cheers. Adios.